Same leader, same horrific playbook.
And the price for this personal power struggle? Well, it's certainly not being paid by the generals. It's being paid by the ordinary people of Sudan, as their entire country is just systematically destroyed around them.
Over 150,000 people have been killed. And that's just the direct death toll that we know about from the violence itself.
On top of that, you have more than 10 million people who have been forced to flee their homes, creating one of the biggest displacement crises on the planet.
And there's an invisible killer that's just sweeping the nation: starvation. In just the Darfur and Kordofan regions alone, it's projected that 375,000 people will be starving to death by the end of 2025.
The entire country's infrastructure has just collapsed. Hospitals, schools, farms, they're gone. Aid convoys get looted. Farmers can't even plant crops. The World Food Program is sounding every alarm it has, warning that Sudan is right on the brink of the largest hunger crisis in modern history. People are dying from totally preventable diseases like cholera and malaria because there's just no help.
But this war isn't just happening in a bubble. Oh no. It's being actively fueled by outside countries, each with their own strategic interests. They're basically pouring gasoline on the fire, turning this civil war into a messy proxy conflict.
So why do they care? Well, Sudan is in a really strategic spot, kind of a bridge between Africa and the Middle East. It's got a super important coastline on the Red Sea, which is a massive global trade route, and of course, it has all that gold. If you control Sudan, you control a whole lot of wealth and influence. So, who's backing whom? Well, sources allege that General al-Burhan's army is getting support from countries like Iran and Egypt. Meanwhile, General Dagallo's RSF is reportedly being backed by the United Arab Emirates and Russia's infamous Wagner Group.
And look at the kind of stuff they're providing. We're talking sophisticated, high-tech weapons pouring in. The UAE is accused of supplying the RSF with advanced drones. Iran is allegedly sending missiles to the army. And Russia's Wagner Group is reportedly giving the RSF surface-to-air missiles, almost certainly in exchange for access to that gold. Outsiders are arming both sides, keeping the war going. So you have all of this, the genocide, the starvation, the proxy wars, and it's all happening while the world is largely silent. It has truly become the forgotten war, a crisis that was born from greed and is being enabled by global indifference.
Look, the bottom line is this. An entire nation is being held hostage by the ambitions of just two men. Their personal greed for power and wealth, a lesson they learned from their old boss, the dictator al-Bashir, has plunged 50 million people into a living nightmare.
So what about the international response? Honestly, it's been tragically inadequate. The UN asked for $4.2 billion in life-saving aid. That's what's needed. But look at what they've received, less than half. The world is just not stepping up.
And why? Why is the world looking away? Well, this quote from our source material just cuts right to the heart of it, and it's brutal. Most of the other countries do not care about Sudan because they do not have a stake in it. It's that simple. If there's no strategic or economic prize to be won, the world's attention moves elsewhere.
And that leaves us with one final, haunting question. It's a question for the generals, for the foreign powers who are fueling this war, and really, it's a question for all of us. When the world looks away, who is it that really pays the price?